Married women, if you want to know why you're getting ready to get divorced shortly, you might want to listen to this podcast. Single ladies, if you want to know why you will be unwillingly single for the rest of your life, you need to listen to this podcast. And I want to emphasize unwillingly. Men want a woman who can, cater to their needs mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And if a guy is telling you that he doesn't want that, he's lying to your face and he's really trying to save your feelings. And that's okay. That's okay. You can work through that. But today I have my guy, Evan King, here with me.
What's up, man? You came in hot, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
is that a good intro?
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm a little nervous.
He has
bro.
no idea what's getting ready to happen.
Man.
But I do want to kick it off with this question. Let's see. Is this the one I want to use? This is the one I want to use.
Let's go. You out there now. You already out there.
What parts of your past are you unlearning in your marriage right now?
Ooh, what parts of my past?
What parts of your past?
Boy, you dove deep quick.
Absolutely.
Man,
Let's
parts of my past am I unlearning in my marriage right now? Ooh, got one for you, bro. I'm about to put it right back on you.
Understood.
Financial infidelity.
Okay.
All right, financial infidelity. Right. So like, I'm unlearning how to do what I want to do with my money whenever I want to do it. Facts.
That's tough.
Facts, right?
That's tough.
So like, and I think we both unlearning that, myself and my wife. But dog, I come from a place to where if I wanted to go buy a biscuit from Bojangles, you know what I'm saying? And I could go do that. Or if I wanted to go buy a computer or like, but now I have to actually like consider my wife, before I make any purchase. Yeah. You know what I mean? Big or small.
Let me ask you this though. Is it you have to consider your wife in the sense of you want to be financially responsible as an individual, or I want to check with my wife to make sure we're on the same page?
I want to check with my wife to make sure we're on the same, because like we're building something together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like the minute I feel like I have the autonomy to go and do whatever I want to do with my money, it's like I'm violating the fact that we're trying to build something together. Okay. You know what I mean? And I become what I call financial infidelity, but it's like I'm cheating on you with my money.
I'm challenging your thoughts today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm challenging because here's the thing: do you think a biscuit from Bojangles at random is really gonna like affect or impact? Yeah. What does it impact?
If we agreed on what we're gonna spend and what we're not, if we agreed on a limit for eating out or whatever. Yeah. Now, if I go buy it and it's within budget, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I got my own little nest egg or my own little spending money that I can use. If I use that, it's not, I won't say that's none of her business, but it's none of her business. Yeah. But when I am going over the amount that I'm supposed to spend, and even if it's $1, $2, like if we agree that we're not gonna spend this and I do it anyway, man, I think that's financial infidelity. Man. Nah.
I don't know. I think personally, financial infidelity is more so, yes, we're on the same page, and I'm consciously like violating it in the way that will really impact us to a sense of like a car. Okay. Me going to buy a car, obviously that's financial infidelity. Like we don't have a budget for it. I was filling the car. Let me go get a car. But even in our case, for me, I spend a lot of money on food. As Ieshia stated in previous episodes, I spend money on food and juice, right? Yeah. So
juice is crazy.
Juice is crazy. Bro, she was exaggerating, bro.
Juice?
I love, bro, juice is good, bro. That's crazy. I'm working, but you know what though? I'm working on it. I am a little bit. That's. I don't want to lie on these folks' podcasts.
Yeah, that's wild.
But no, like if I want to go get crab legs or crawfish, like things like that, because I kind of justify with I'm working hard. You get what I'm saying? So as a man who works hard, am I supposed to deny myself
absolutely
a little bit of that relief for the sake of saying, okay, we said we're gonna stick to this budget?
Yeah, you're supposed to deny yourself. Absolutely. Bro, you're supposed to deny yourself. So look, work hard, I'm with you on I might be using that term financial infidelity a little loosely. You know what I'm saying? Okay. As far as things that are not going to really affect us. But my thing is this. So I don't care if we have an agreement and I break that agreement, it doesn't matter the amount. I'm in the wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I might be using the wrong terminology.
No.
The minute I break an agreement, the minute we agree on something, and I break that agreement, I'm stepping out on a vow. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so, and the reason I said Bojangles biscuit because food is my thing too.
Got you.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, we talked about that before, dog. When we look at, so before we started budgeting, right? When we first started budgeting, I was completely disgusted with myself for looking at the amount of money I spent on food, bro. It was, I don't even want to say a number because it was crazy.
But let me pivot. Are you spending money on other things too, though?
Food was the main thing. Not really.
That's my thing about, again, podcast is my husband always right. My thing is, if I'm not spending money on a variety of things, why do I now have to deny myself the one thing that I actually spend the money that I work hard for on? That is my thought process behind that. Nah,
I think you looking for, food is not really going to give you what you wanted. If you're looking for a release from okay, so I worked hard, and I need a release. Food is not good anyway. Like you going towards addiction.
So what? All right, then what do you replace it with? That's the thing, bro.
Man,
that's what I'm saying. Because here, I want to, like I said, I'm a challenge. I'm gonna challenge these things because
I was about to give you a church answer, but
go ahead. What would it be? What would it be?
Okay, so what do you replace? How do you find a healthy release? Because to me, a healthy release is something that's not going to, I don't want to say that's not going to cost you anything, but it's not going to have a long-term negative effect. You know what I'm saying? So if my release is, there's a range, you know what I'm saying? It could either be food or it could be sex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could be, man, I'm TV. I watch an inordinate amount of TV.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think there's a way to find that. Do I know can I rattle off healthy releases off the top of my mind?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Not really.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Because
I think there is, I don't know, exercise, man. You know what I
mean? Nah. He talking crazy. So, because this kind of goes into also what I want to talk to you about in the sense of when there's a drought in your marriage, you're stressed out, you're working hard, and it's like you're saying sex is a healthy release. It is probably one of the healthiest releases for married individuals.
I don't experience droughts.
But I'm saying, how do you then relieve stress? That is safe and not sinful. I'll go into this. Before, when I was heavily basketball player, it was basketball. I'm getting in the gym. Okay, basketball career is over with. What is it now? Sex. I'm not a married man, but it's sex. And now it's like, okay, I'm trying to be a devout Christian. I'm trying to stick to these morals and these things. Okay, I can't have sex until I'm married. So now what am I finna do? Because in my personal opinion, working out was me avoiding what I was dealing with. It's like, nah, we can't go work. And let's just put it out like pornography, masturbation, or finding girls who like found me interesting. And it's like, I'm trying to stay away from that stuff. So now what do I do? If I go exercise, I'm avoiding it. I'll say, and it's kind of hitting me back in the sense of I'm saying food because for me, food was the healthiest thing that I could do that wasn't sinful, that doesn't violate my marriage, for one. That was most important because, and then if I'm in a drought, and here's the other part, there's sometimes I'm causing the drought. I don't want to have sex. I'm not in the mood to have sex because of how my brain works and what all of these things are going on. Sex kind of disrupts that for me.
It's good.
It disrupts that. So now I'm like, I got to deprive myself of food. I just got into it not really got into it, but like debated a little bit about with another individual. I buy 2 pairs of shoes a year. Literally, that's it. And I wear them every day. 2 pair a year.
That's it.
Oh,
man, you one of the most frugal people.
And they're both work shoes. They're not like dressed like
You don't buy Jordans or nothing? Oh man, go get you a biscuit, dog.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Go get you a
Come
biscuit,
on, man.
dog. Go get you a biscuit.
I don't buy clothes. The merch that I do have, this is from her name is Janiyah Todd. I mean, go look at my videos, bro. I'm wearing like the same 4 or 5 shirts.
Yeah.
It's an ATM shirt. It's a Janiyah Todd shirt. It's a Healing is Good shirt, or it's a plain black tee work shirt. But it's work and, you know what I'm saying? If I go out to eat, I'm wearing one of these. So my question, and that's kind of into what, you know what I'm saying? When there is a drought, are you causing the drought? Is your wife causing the drought? How do you get through that aspect of it? Because this episode is also for men who, I want you to know, brothers, your wife is on the verge of cheating on you because she done found out some stuff about you and she's trying to let you slide. She actually sticking with you to prove her parents wrong. So you might want to, you know what I'm saying, tune in and hear what we got to say.
Tap in, man.
So I'm going to turn it back over to you a little bit.
Man, you dropped some bombs, man. So my first question would be, this. Mm-hmm. Why do you need an escape? We calling it what did you call it? A release?
Yeah.
I mean, but it could be an escape. You know what I'm saying? So like, what is it about your life where you need to escape from it using food?
All right.
You know what I mean?
I learned this recently. It's called norepinephrine. And it's the chemical in your mind. And I'm trying to remember it because I've recently learned about this. It's the chemical in your mind that makes you want to quit. Dopamine is the one that suppresses norepinephrine. So for me, and we kind of talked about a little bit off camera about like how my wife, what her process is and what my process is. For me, it takes time to like navigate through and get into a zone. But once I get into that zone, everything is effortless.
Okay.
If I'm trying to lock in on editing, it might take me 15, 20 minutes to get into that zone. And there will be a time where I finally get into that zone. I'm in that zone for like 4 minutes, and then she acting to do something that's going to pull me away from it, causing my brain to go somewhere else.
Yep.
I'm not aggravated at her. I'm aggravated at the fact that I now have to go through this thought process again.
I'm with you.
So the norepinephrine part, the dopamine part, and what he was saying, because I'm looking for a healthier release. What he was saying is we have to get to the point of where we say, once we've navigated through that tough spot, the release is saying, hey, man, you're doing a good job. Instead of just being like, man, I got to work harder, bro. I could always be doing better. Because now you're looking for something to make you feel better when actually you have to think better.
Come on, man. That's
so
good.
I'm trying, but I wanted this. You have to think, because he was talking about how your body, you can communicate with your body chemically and mechanically. There are two different things. He was saying people talk about like your gut health is related also to what you eat, but it's more in tune with how you think and how your bloodstream, your nerves, all these different things are communicating, because I always thought the brain communicated to the body when actually the body communicates to the brain.
Okay.
So I'm learning stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, we kind of getting off topic.
A bunch of stuff. Yeah,
and I'll see you to do his name, Andrew Huberman. And you know, sometimes when black people get a little educated, they think they know everything. He a white guy, of course. But
man, look,
me personally, I want to make it clear that I'm trying to learn in this sense. Like, I'm not talking as an expert at all. Like not even a little bit. But that's like what I'm thinking initially.
Okay. No, that was a crazy like doctoral level answer to the question I just asked. I wasn't expecting none of that. But okay, so the question was
my fault.
When I started talking about protons and neutrons.
It's crazy. Mitochondria.
My boy went Bill Nye on me.
You know what I'm saying? Mitochondria is the powerhouse.
Nervous
That's crazy.
systems and stuff like that. But why do you need a release? So you gave me a scientific answer that I kind of don't even understand.
I'm saying this to keep explain.
So I can't argue with you because I don't understand it yet.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes
But
sense.
I was asking because if it's an escape and not a release, then the answer would be to find out what the source of what's going on in your life to where you feel like you need to escape using that thing. Because getting to the root of that issue is going to be your answer. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to build a life that I don't have to escape from. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm trying to, I can't think of any. So to me, food, and again, your perspective is going to cloud, you know what I'm saying? So like Absolutely. For me, food has always been, I use it to anesthetize issues that I'm going through, underlying issues. So whenever I start eating a lot, I know I'm depressed. I know I'm lacking motivation. I know there's something wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a release, it's an escape. And I have to get to the root of what's causing me to do that at that time. You know what I mean? I don't know how we got here from finances.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with sex. You know, like if I just told my wife the other day, I'm like, I think I need to take like a fast, you know what I'm saying, from sex, because I'm like, right now, every time I come home, every time I look at my wife, I'm like, hey man, let's, you know what I mean? Like, it's getting crazy. I'm like, wait, hold on. Usually I'm good, you know what I mean? Like I'm not, but it's been on my mind too much. So I know that it's a signal to me that something else, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to just come, it's just my release. I work hard, which I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I deserve. Nah, there's something else going on. You know what I'm saying? That I need to process through. But for me, like, as far as release, I think for me, if I understand what you're saying correctly, I'm. This is gonna sound generic, but bro, I be journaling, dog.
Okay.
I be journaling.
Healthy.
Bro.
Healthy.
I ain't never journaled in my life. I just started like a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Dude, bro, so much. I can't wait to wake up in the morning and start writing. You know what I mean? Like, so, and I feel like it's helping me to, I feel like it's a release. You know what I'm saying? It's relieving pressure. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when I get done, I feel like a pressure valve is released.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you feel like that when you buying crab legs and stuff like that.
No, legit. And to let these guys know, also, if you don't start doing something like that, again, your wife is getting ready to leave you. Your girlfriend is getting ready to leave, because you're pinning up all these things and you're not using anything, and then it's gonna happen. You think you can keep suppressing it, you're gonna pop, you're gonna explode, and it's not gonna be, she might say or do something and you're gonna go off, and she might not be mature enough to know that he's just stressed out. But she's automatically gonna think, well, if this is, and people in their ear already, well, if this how he is,
come on, man.
The first time, you gotta believe him when they first show you, not thinking like, man, give that man some grace. Now, if he has a pattern of anger and violence, then yes, you definitely want to take that into consideration. But he snapped on you one time, and it's all these bottled up emotions. Don't just hit him with it right away. If anything, take it into prayer for sure, for one. But two, brothers, get it under control. Start journaling.
Got to.
For me, in the crab legs part, yes. And I'll be honest, when the crab legs not hitting, it makes life worse for me.
When they're nasty.
When they're super salty, bro.
Oh, man.
Because crab legs my thing. Like, I go to Treasure Bay, all you can eat. Nah, not Treasure Bay. I guess I'll get a little free promo or whatever. But Treasure Bay, all you can eat crab legs for like $60.
Can't beat it.
3 clusters on a plate. I'm knocking down 6-7 plates, bro. Off the bat.
For the 60 though? It's not bad.
It's not bad. No, not at all.
And
it's the full buffet. You get the buffet like too. It's all you can eat everything. Man, all you can eat crab legs, gotta go get that. But I do kind of want to pivot, because this one is more like a little jokey question, but I kind of want to skip that because I see where we are, and it's almost like, how do you handle that drought? And then, ladies, are you comfortable when your man says, "Hey, I actually need to take a fast from sex"? Because, like I said, you either finna be unwillingly single your whole life if you can't grasp that, or your husband is finna leave you because it's like, anyway.
Tragic.
When you're in that drought.
Man.
Who's causing that drought? Who normally initiates that, and then how you deal with it?
If we in a drought, 99.9% of the time, it's my wife. I have never, ever. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just say 100. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time I asked. This is bro. Let me tell you something, dog.
He said 100.
I'm not even. So when we first got married, bro.
Yeah.
When we first got married, I used to get so upset with my wife.
Yeah.
Like we would have droughts. Like I lied and said I don't have droughts. I was lying.
All right.
Dog. I'm like, so we would have, man. It would be. We go a week. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming home every day. That's a drought, bro.
That's a drought, bro?
That's a drought.
A week?
A week? Is a drought?
Hey, do your thing.
It's a drought, dog.
Talk heavy, bro.
That's a drought, man.
Talk heavy.
Yo, look, especially when you newlyweds.
Makes sense.
So that's a drought. See, now we got kids now, so like we kind of got to like sneak around, you know what I mean? But at that time, I really used to get upset because like how I received that is either like, I hate this, like, you don't want me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I received it like that. That sounded a little, that sounded a little soft. That's why I didn't want to say it
do
like
you
that.
Think, bro?
But bro, I received it like that, and I was getting upset.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, we married, so we supposed to be
Cough it up. Be honest.
Yeah. Like, come on, man. That's like, well, you see what the Bible said? Like, hey, we got the.
Yeah.
And so, and even now, like, a drought might be a little longer than a week now. Mm-hmm. Usually it's around there because I'm knocking. You know what I mean? I'm knocking. And I thank God for my wife because, I mean, she listens to our Pastor I, you know what I mean? But she listens. Yeah. So, but I'm never the cause of a drought.
Heard.
Not one time. And again, I just proposed
this idea. You're not even committed to it.
I'm not committed to it.
I'm just like, maybe
exploring the idea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just see if I can do it. But like, I've never been the cause of a drought ever.
Heard.
You know what I'm saying? How do I deal with it? I don't deal with it well. I honestly probably deal with it real unhealthy. I start doing little stuff. You know what I'm saying? I start being passive aggressive. I ain't gonna lie. When I think about it. I
gotta work on that, bro.
I do.
The husband is always right, but at the same time, there are times when we could be better. So in that, no, bro, we're always right.
But you gotta cough that up, though, bro.
No.
you gotta cough that up, man. I mean, I'll be a little passive aggressive. I could do better. Yeah. I could do better. But man, come on now.
So, because here's the thing: when there have been times like I've asked Ieshia, like, "Hey, look, I come to the room," and she be like, "It's almost like she's like, huh." I'm like, if you're not, and here's the other part too. I always tell her, like, if you're not in the mood, tell me, and I will deal with that.
Yeah.
Because I don't ever want to be intimate, and you just kind of like you thinking about all these different things and you stressed out. Because for me now, it's like I kind of feel like I'm using you, and I never want to be in that. That's not my MO in that sense. Because in the past, that's what I did.
Right.
When it came to girls that weren't my wife, I'm using them. I'm stressed out. I just need something real quick and.
Right, I'm out of there.
Why are you still here? Can you?
Right.
Time go. Right. So, in my case now, I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. So, I want to check these real quick just so I can make sure because they're gonna stop. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna stop this real quick. Yeah. So, using women in the past. Just kind of get to that.
Yeah.
But you said kind of how you handle. You get a little passive aggressive.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely got to work on it.
And I don't mind, bro. We different in the fact, like, so, like, this is going to sound bad, but I don't mind if she not in the mood. It does not bother me. See, I don't have that history I don't care, bro. Like, there's been many a times where, like, I can tell. I know she don't feel like it. And it helps me to know that, she will sacrifice even though she don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's coming and to make sure that I'm good.
Yeah, satisfied.
Bro, I'm cool with that. It don't bother me at all.
So women, if you're not okay with giving it up when you don't feel like it, well, and that's kind of twofold and this isn't me like attacking you. This is just like a different aspect of it. Because there have been times where I would want some intimacy, and I'll look over at my wife and I can kind of tell like, she's not really even in the womanhood state of mind. Like she's kind of like in the sense of still being a little girl. She might be thinking of something in the childhood, or a couple of days ago we might have talked about something, and I can kind of see on her face like this morning we wake up, it's kind of affecting her. I'm in the mood, but I'm like I can see like that ain't even where her mind is at. Her mind isn't even being on being a mom, being a wife. It's like she's trying to figure out who she is internally right now. So of course, I think in that space we would always respect, like, hey,
for sure,
that's different.
That's
So to the brothers who cannot recognize that, you need to start learning how to and developing that sense of discernment, I guess, for what it would be. But to the ladies who, and this is like what is it cliche? Is like same thing. You know what I'm saying? You're using these excuses to not be intimate with your husband. Then I'm telling you, it ain't even just about like sex and control. It's more so about like feeling desired as a man. And if you continuously give excuses as to why you can't, somebody out there will. Please don't make me have to go find out who it is.
Man.
Please don't make me have to go find out.
Unfortunate truth.
Please don't make him have to go find out, because he might bring something back to your house that he didn't plan on because you saying you got a headache and really you being vindictive because he said something to you earlier and made you mad.
Thanks.
And now there's something in anyway.
And also though, let me say this.
Do you think?
So I'm with you though on being able to discern when it's just really just not a good time.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure my wife gonna hear this. I'm clearing this up because I'm not. Hey, but like for real though, like I do that though. Yeah. There are times where this is just not the time.
Yeah.
At all. And look, I leave her alone. Like for her, it's like when she's like you said, when she's in that process of working, I leave her alone because I don't want to break whatever she got going. Like I know that throws her off. You know what I'm saying? Like when she's in child mode, like when she's moving around for the kids, especially when she's dealing with my youngest son. Yeah. That's not the time.
Not the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like when she, so like, definitely. I use discernment.
Makes sense.
You hear that, baby? Hey, we good. We good.
100%. Got to make sure you go home to a happy wife, man.
Oh yeah.
Where do I want to go next? Have you, okay, we can stay here. Have you ever gone through a season? Well, you just said no. I was going to ask you, have you ever gone through a season where you didn't desire your wife? Never?
Thank God. No, never.
You didn't desire. I've been there in the sense of, and it wasn't anything that she was doing or wasn't doing.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm so locked in on building.
Come on.
Sex is the furthest thing. And she would ask me, is it still just me and you? Like, are you struggling with things? I'm like, no, I'm locked in, like I'm focused. And so it was like, I'm not desiring her in a way of intimacy. It's more, it's almost like, if anything, I just need you to have my back. I just need you to sit with me while I'm doing something, like while I'm working. Yeah. That would fulfill, you know what I'm saying? But you saying.
You wild.
I can see it on his face.
I'm trying to listen to you.
Y'all gonna see his face.
Bro, you tripping, dog. Bro. Ain't no. Nah, bro, I can't relate to you on that, dog. But see, I respect you, though. This is what I love about you, bro. Like, you can really lock in on some stuff. I can see you. Like, you one of the hardest working people I know.
Appreciate that.
And when you tap in, bro, you tap.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I have never been so tapped in to where I'm trying to tap out. Like, I'm like, so, but that's one of the reasons why I was thinking about doing the fast, because it's like, my mind should be on other things. Like, there's other things we're trying to accomplish, and this is taking too much real estate in my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I need to figure out. So actually, my desire to be more like that, I need to tap in, is what has caused me in this few days ago to say, hey, we might need to. I might need a couple of days.
That makes sense.
A couple of weeks. So, but yeah, but as of right now,
always
never in my life. You tripping?
Always been on one with the wife, bro. No, that's
always.
And again, it wasn't for my wife. It wasn't anything that she wasn't. It wasn't that I didn't find her attractive. It wasn't that I didn't find her desirable. It was just like, I just don't want to have sex right now, and just making it clear. And I'll kind of pivot, or I'll let you answer that too if you got a thought about that.
Well, quick. There's been moments.
Yeah.
You said season. Never a season.
Never a season.
Like moments.
Maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah, right. Like an hour or so. Like definitely have moments where I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm doing this right now.
Yeah.
I'm good. But never. It's never been a like days ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's been.
Dog, man, no.
It's been weeks where I'm like, I'm dedicated to what's at hand right now, and sex because it's not even that sex is complicated for me. It's just, and I'm trying not to be like too detailed. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's not a quick process for us. Like, it's something that we both want to take time, make sure that both of us are fulfilled after the fact. And so it's not like a 20-minute thing. It's lengthy. Right. And that's just because like we want to, not that it takes that long to do that. It's just more so aftercare. Like
it's work.
After we're done, like she kind of wants to cuddle a little bit. Rightfully so. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like she just availed herself to me. She shared in other episodes where it was like when we first got married, she was still struggling with being intimate. Anyway, like there was still that condemnation factor because growing up, her entire, like I'm the first person she's been with. So it's, in her mind, it's still like trying to get past that hurdle of it being bad. And that's why I'm like, it was just a whole different dynamic for us. Yeah. So like aftercare is very important. And I'm like, man, that can be like a 2.5, 3 hour thing as to where I'm like, I'm thinking work.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Sense. So
yeah,
Yeah. So now we understand each other.
Perfect sense, bro.
Yeah.
That's work.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally like, I got to set aside time for this.
Legit.
I'm not on that level. I do need to do better with that too, bro. You challenging me to take.
So funny,
boy, man, look, hey, dog, 15 minutes, bro. Hey.
Everybody go back to what we doing.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing. I'm telling you.
No, that's funny.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll kind of pivot a little bit to this thought. Let me just make sure that's not, okay, I'll make sure that wasn't heated. Is there a difference between finding a woman attractive and seeing a woman that is just outright gorgeous? Is there a difference to you?
Finding a woman that is attractive.
Yep. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in a sense, in a sense, kind of semantics in a sense. But when I think gorgeous, man, that is.
Explain it to the wives who don't understand.
Yeah.
Like,
gorgeous seems like more of the way you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we thinking different then, bro. Go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, because attractive. Okay, we see it's semantics, right? So when I hear attractive, I think like, you have a figure that attracts.
Yeah.
Men because of how you look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You are an attractive woman. When I think gorgeous, I think that there's a way that you carry yourself that might make somebody want to, marry you or inquire more than just your body.
You're speaking to more character.
Right, exactly. Okay. So like there's a beauty. And again, it's semantics, but to me, gorgeous, you don't just slap that term on somebody haphazardly that you don't really know. Like, gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? Like that is an elegant, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Attractive is just like, it's attractive.
See,
fly by night.
I think different. I think attractive is more so me feeling drawn to be with you physically, as opposed to someone being gorgeous. Like, wow, she looks amazing. Like, and you kind of asked me this too. Like, working in Atlanta, what is that? I think you said lust. It was not lust level, but I can't remember how you put it. But essentially, like, how am I doing? And I was like, dude, I work with gorgeous women, but I'm not attracted to any of them. Like, at no point do I think what it would be like to be with them intimately. I recognize, hey, they have their makeup done. Some of them don't have their makeup done. They're beautiful, gorgeous women. But I'm like, I don't have no desire. And to me, that's why some dudes have ugly baby moms. And I know that I'm throwing you in this episode a little bit. This is not a reflection of who Evan is. This is my thought process of why somebody can have a wife who is like absolutely stunning and their baby mom looks like a bug, bro. It's because it's like that was attractive at the time. It was drawing you into, So for me, gorgeous isn't really a character thing. It's like, she can be a model,
right?
Type deal,
right.
And it's not thinking.
Just acknowledgement of beauty. I hear you.
But there are some women who are like, if I were to say, like, yo, she's gorgeous, they'd be like, oh, you want to be with it? It's like some dudes really not like that. Like you're getting mad at a man who recognize. Because I told Ieshia, I'm like, there used to be times, bro, when we could be in the mall and I would see a guy and I'm like, I bet she finna stare at him. And it's strictly because he's a nice looking fella. Right. And she wants to see, but I'm like, at no point did I think.
Does that bother you?
It did at first. When we first started dating, bro. Because like, she used to do this thing where if we were walking together, she would slow up her walk. I would see this dude from afar off. She would slow up her walk a little bit just so she was behind me and I couldn't see her. And I'm like, I hoop. My peripheral crazy.
Crazy. What?
I can see you.
Yeah.
And it was one time I called her out and I was like, look, you got to chill with that. Because I was immature. I wasn't confident in who I was, like how I looked, all these different things. I used to look a lot better than what I do now. Put on a little weight, you know what I'm saying? Food again. Man, I used to be skinny.
All you can eat crab legs, dog.
But, it is what it is. But no, it did. And what helped was, I'm like, she ain't with him. Literally that, bro. Yeah. She ain't with him.
Yeah. So I used to struggle with that early on, big time, because I was insecure like crazy, bro. Okay. So like if we were somewhere and like, because my wife, she's not really like she's not gonna just be like, look, and she don't do that. Thank God. But she'll do something like put her head down or something like that. Like
that would bother you?
So I know she can see it. You know what I'm saying? So like I was that insecure. Like I know she can see it. So like, she would like, you know, something like she would try her best. Not it don't bother me now.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? And like really, my wife is not. I've never been in a situation where she was just like this, like, you know what I mean? Like if she sees it, she sees it, and it, you know what I mean? And vice versa. Like I used to have I had an issue with my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Early on, because when we met, we was 19. You know what I mean? So I had an issue with my eyes.
For sure.
It never really. At least she never. I asked her about that too. Like
if it bothered her.
It don't bother her. So I think the same thing, you know what I mean? She's like, he with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, he's not blind, you know.
And they there.
Yeah.
They there. And they're not going away.
Right.
Because and even in the space I'm in, I'm gonna work with a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And it's always been a thing of, and that's why I'm asking, how do you handle when you're in a drought? And I think for me, building that up was, let me be so locked in that if something does present itself, I'm not even tempted. It's like, if I don't want to be I definitely don't want to be with you if I'm not being with my wife, if anything. And so it kind of built that unintentionally, if that makes sense. But I was just kind of curious as far as like, you know what I'm saying? Because again, there are some women who are literally, it's not a joke for them. It's like, now if you're a dude who is like constantly staring at women and you're searching for other women online, you got an issue and you need to deal with it. Because it's going to show up again in your marriage. And when it does show up, and it rears its head, it might be too late. It might show up in a way to where your wife is like, look, I know it's been going on, but this takes it. This takes the cake. I will see you do it in person, but now I'm going through your phone and I see what's going on. She might not have, and she doesn't have to have the capacity to deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, if she chooses to stay, I don't want to get into that. I probably could, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like adultery is probably one of the only things for the adults in abuse are like the grounds for divorce in certain relationships.
Absolutely.
But it's like, then you got to decide, what does your partner consider adultery? And then what does God consider adultery? Right. And then are you kind of, you know, sifting between those two things?
I don't want to be nowhere near the line.
Heard.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be so far away from the line that question don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? And I have had experience to where I was going towards the line, you know what I mean? And close to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be nowhere near it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what...
What are you doing to stay away? Or do you, what are you doing to stay? Because somebody needs to know.
Yeah. What am I doing to stay away from the line?
Yeah.
So I have things in place for interactions with women.
Okay.
Just period. You know what I'm saying? Like, women I don't know, even women that I work with, they don't even meet the real me.
Gotcha.
I'm not even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you meet a representative. Because I never, like, my thing getting close towards the line was it was an emotional, you know what I'm saying, connection. So now you don't even get me. And I try my best. Like, if I couldn't say what I'm saying to you if my wife was around, then I don't say it. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Matter of fact, a lot of times if I have to deal, like, if I can, I have my wife in my ear pod. You know what I mean? So she can hear.
That makes sense.
But just certain having things in place to where I'm not lending myself to you know, going towards that line. Yeah. And then just enjoying my wife. You know what I mean? Taking the time to enjoy what we have, so much so because I want to love what we have so much that I don't want to risk it for a biscuit. You know what I mean?
Literally. So, yeah.
You know,
I personally I think about it like, and I probably said this before on camera, it's either a setup from Satan or a setup from Ieshia. Either way, I'm being set up. Come on. So you're not my wife. Come on. And if my wife didn't send you, Satan sent you. Bottom line. It's not flesh. It could be your flesh. It could be my flesh. It could just be destiny and timing. It could be spirits. I'm always assuming Satan because I'm not in covenant with you to be with you romantically. And even if you're a single or somebody who's dating, a brother who's dating, think about it like that, bro. Like, I don't think Ieshia is the type of person who would text another girl or call another girl like, hey, I need to see if my husband is cheating on me. Can you see if you can get to him? Right. But at the end of the day, I'm like, if I don't know you, I think my wife sent you or Satan sent you. Either way, I'm safe because I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to get close to that line. And so that's in the sense of another person. But when it comes to like that phone, bro, because I mean, when I managed several different accounts for people and I can kind of see what they're into based off of when I'm doing their, you know what I'm saying, doing their socials. And I'm like, man, you gotta work on this as a person, because it's just not healthy. And so when I'm on their pages and I'm seeing all these things, I'm like, bro, this is, and it's also to the point where I've had to give certain accounts back because I'm like, hey, I know what I kind of came from, and this isn't helping me stay away from it. This isn't helping me stay away from that place that I got and what I would consider delivered from. Right. And because of that, I can't manage your account. Just can't do it.
You give them all that explanation?
No.
Okay, yeah, that was because that man. Look,
that's a lot of explaining. I've had several accounts. I've probably given back about 4. Only I think maybe 1 or 2 of those people I've explained that to because they understand like faith and whatnot. Right. But it's also like I use that as a gateway to minister. Like this is a part of me being vulnerable in my life. Hey, you a young brother, you know what I'm saying, that what's going on. And later in life, it's going to show up. You might think you can control it. I was that way. I was like, man, I can control this. I can control this. It's going to be straight. Nah, bro. Can't control it. So, yeah, man. And we kind of, you know, I had some real deep thought, like, you know, provoking questions, but I think this is a lot healthier in the sense of, you know, of what's going on and who it will help. Yeah. I want to say, let me see. That's because I got some stuff for you, bro. What was one thing that you learned about your wife that changed your relationship? Like the way that you looked at her, the way that you viewed her, the way you cared for her.
Okay, so like a positive, something that I learned about her, positive.
Anything.
So one thing that I couldn't see right away, that it took me a while to learn about my wife was, okay, I'm gonna give you 2 things. The first thing was her work ethic. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because when we met in college, like, man, I was the one that was like, you know, like, let's go to the library, let's study. Like, she was kind of like always in the room. And, but dog, like when I actually started getting to know her, like, I mean, y'all 2 like right neck and neck for some of the hardest working people that I know. But she does it not for validation, right? Because you don't know that she's working hard because she's not trying to, like, she's a hard worker. Number 2, when I made her a mother, you know what I'm saying? Like, that completely, just watching her nurture my babies, you know what I'm saying? Completely changed our relationship because, I mean, she's a phenomenal mother. And it allowed me to see a softer side of her. Because I thought my wife was hard. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But when she became a mother, it just was like, man, just watching her be in that space of, I'll use the term femininity and nurturing, just like, man, it really drew me. It drew me in. You know what I'm saying? So those 2 things.
How did that kind of alter how you cared for her when you seen like, okay, she works hard? What shift did you have to make as a husband, as a boyfriend, as just a man in general?
Still trying to make it, man. Okay. I'm still trying, because I'll be trying to keep up with her. You know what I mean? It's like, and I can't because she just has a motor that doesn't stop. But I want to match. I want to. If I let her do everything, she would, and she would never complain. You know what I mean? So the shift in me was, like, I got to, because I'm not lazy. I'm not lazy either, you know what I'm saying? But the shift was, I have to make sure that I'm pulling my weight. I'm doing what I need to do, you know what I'm saying? So that she's not overburdened, because she will do it all. And she won't stop.
What are some of the things that you had to pick up?
Man, not laundry.
Yeah, he shared. I won't say the year, the
One
duration.
One thing she hates doing, and she will do it, but one thing she does not like doing is putting dishes away. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like taking the dishes out of the dishwasher in the morning, it helps her morning. You know what I'm saying? Tremendously, because she doesn't like doing that.
And I think if people I don't say people, if it was communicated to me like what marriage, some of the things actually are, it's not always these grand things that's going to affect your marriage. It's little things like emptying the dishwasher or putting it up just to make our morning a little bit softer.
Come on, man. Yeah.
So yeah. I wanted to say that initially before I lost the thought, but I'll let you. It
goes a long way. It goes a long way. So that something as small as that, you know, helping. So like, I have taken over now that my schedule has changed. The children's night routine. You know what I mean? Because she was, because my schedule, I was going a lot of times at night. So she had to do that. And it's a lot with 3 young children. True. You know what I mean? So I've taken that over and I actually kind of enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? She's still, I mean, you know, but when I'm home, I'm doing that. I'm in there too. Like I'm like, I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? And so, but that is because that now she has that time to just kind of like wind down. If she can, usually she finds something else to do. Yeah. But she has that time to where she doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean? And just picking up, like just being observant and seeing like where I can take certain things, household things off of her. Yeah. You know what I mean? To free her up to do other things or to relax if she want to, man. So, you know, yeah, man. This is new. This is kind of new. I mean, this is maybe last year or so. Gotcha.
How long have y'all been married?
Going on 10 years.
Wow.
So I'm late in the game.
I mean, but it's happening though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's happening.
Constant growth.
It's definitely like, I mean, shoot, it's you starting to do it. Mm-hmm. Granted, when it's happening now. Mm. And I think that's still healthy in itself. Like when you look at how far where y'all have been and where you are now, man. Of course, you know.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible, man.
Did you think early in y'all's marriage that y'all would last as long as y'all have so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I knew I wasn't giving up. Like, it didn't look like we was going to last long. You know what I'm saying? But I just knew I wasn't going to give up. Like, when we got married, I'm like, look, if we break up, it's going to be because of you. Yeah. Like, you going to have to. Yeah. I'm not giving up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I never walked into marriage thinking that at no point did I ever think that we weren't going to make it. You know what I'm saying? We've had some rough patches where I'm like, she might leave me. You know what I'm saying? But I have never had the thought to like, but I've never had a thought to like, you know what, my life would just be better if I just gave up. Never. You know what I'm saying? I always thought we would succeed. You know, even when it didn't look like it, you know.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like I sound like Ieshia when she be like, I love that. I love that.
Yeah. No, it's a fact.
I'm gonna pause for just a second. Where do we want to get back into?
I can't remember what we was talking about.
I don't remember at all.
It's crazy.
So for those of you who don't know, yes, we take breaks in between. And we don't remember. We had a deep conversation just off camera a little bit to let the cameras cool off. So we don't remember where we were. But y'all do. Yeah. So we're just going to kind of pivot a little bit. And we'll wrap it up with this. Do you feel like, or do you think most married men are emotionally safe? Or do they just kind of stay emotionally silent?
You said emotionally silent?
Yep.
That's a hard question. But I would say most married men that I know, emotionally safe is I would say most married men I know are not emotionally intelligent. Okay. Simply because, I mean, let's be honest, we're not really taught to process emotions yet. I don't think that's ingrained in our culture yet enough to where, you know what I mean?
Men or black men?
Most men I know happen to be black.
Heard. Matter of fact, because we can't speak to what white men have been through. So
yeah, but definitely the white men I know too. But it's like, again, young boys are taught, and I'm kind of partial to this still. Like, we're taught to, hey man, stop that crying. I don't care how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to shut that down. So we're not taught to actually really think about what we feeling, process emotions. Yeah. So I don't think we're emotionally intelligent Emotionally safe, you have to define that for me. Like, are you gonna snap on me? Like,
more so like if, I guess like being able to confide in their partner. Like, do you think most men feel safe?
oh, feel safe.
Yeah, like are safe like with like expressing themselves to their wives.
Okay.
And if not, do you feel safe expressing yourself to your wife?
I feel completely safe, but do most men? Absolutely not.
Gotcha.
No.
Why though?
Because again, the cross section of men that I know, typically when they fear that if they're vulnerable with their wife or significant other, that they will use that later in an argument, in a disagreement, and it's not going to work in their favor. And so, I feel like most men definitely don't feel emotionally safe.
Have you ever threw something back in your wife's face? Intentionally. I'll say intentionally.
Yes.
And then how did y'all grow from that? Like what had to happen?
I had to grow up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I've never thrown it in her. Again, my issue is usually being passive aggressive. So like I like nudge it in there somehow. You know what I'm saying? I have ways of squeezing it in. You know what I mean? And so yeah. So I've had to grow up and learn how to process my own emotions so that I'm not upset. So like whenever you do that, you're just trying to hurt the other person. You're not really even trying to find a solution to an issue. You are going for damage. Yeah. And there is healing that you have to do in order to, you got to deal with that. Like, why am I just trying to damage you? Like, because I feel a certain way, I'm trying to make you feel the same way. You know what I mean? But how have I grown from that? Yeah.
How have y'all grown from that? Like from once that moment happened, it was like, okay, was she like, I can't believe you just said that? And then.
No, she used to. So like, again, what I would do, I would slide it in there. And then when she would mention it, I would act like I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like gaslighting. Is that what gaslighting is?
I think so. I'm honestly still trying to figure out.
She used to bust out all kind of words on me.
I'm still trying to figure out what it actually means.
Gaslight. Yeah. I'm going to just say that. But whatever that term is, she would use those psychological terms. She'd be like, "You manipulate. That's manipulation." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" No, I didn't mean it like that. So, she would do that, and I would kind of like be snickering and like, this is really bad. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I mean, it's real life.
It's real.
Like, yeah.
But I finally realized that how close to witchcraft that is. You know what I'm saying? And God convicted me of that. And I'm learning still how to express myself in a healthy way so that I don't feel the need to, you know what I'm saying, go back and, because like, let's be honest, sometimes you feel like if you express your feelings, you feel soft, or you feel like you don't even have the right to feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like based off something you did, boom. Because of an unhealthy thought pattern I translated what you did and it created this emotion. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel comfortable telling you that because, you know, I don't feel like I have the right to feel that way. But instead, I'm going to try to make you feel the same way. Yeah. But, you know what I mean, just in an underhanded way. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And so
to hear you say that I appreciate you sharing it in the sense of there are some people who are experiencing that right now and they're ready to give up. And it's like, no, there is a chance that he can grow from it. There's a chance that y'all can grow through that aspect of it. No matter how many times he's done it, there's an opportunity for y'all to still grow through that as a married couple. So I definitely appreciate you sharing it. And so like even how you said getting close to that part of witchcraft, because I'm really good at manipulation, bro. Like just being honest, I have to like not do it. I have to like not do it on purpose. I'm good at manipulating. I'm good at what is that word? We used to my jokes. What is it called when you're like almost
joking,
rude?
But you're not joking.
Can't think of the word right now. But like my jokes were like they're jokes, but they're really not.
But you really stinging. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
So having to stay away from that, but like you said, intentionally hurting your wife.
Yes, man.
That's some dudes do that. Some guys do that in its own purpose, and you know we got to seek counseling, like actual counsel for that.
Absolutely.
Even in therapy, and you talked about like you having to tell, I ain't saying you telling your son that, but like still dealing with that aspect of, hey man, shut all that crying stuff up, man. I think for me growing up, not necessarily having my dad in my life all the time, it made me sit down and process my emotions. Like I've always been the dude who would, let me flesh this out first before I go make a decision that's going. And it didn't always work out that way, you know what I'm saying? But like 80% of the time it was like that. It was like and I think now I'm really good at expressing how I feel and also understanding how I feel. And I'm hoping to do the same thing like raising JC, because there are things like when I would date somebody's daughter, majority of the time I think I've probably had 2 girlfriends where their dad was in their life. And so because I'm aware of that, I know how to get that under your life. Watch this. I know how to do this. So, but when their dad was, it was like, I kind of felt like, okay, this is a challenge. This is fun. That's when it became fun, if in a sense. And now I'm like, dang, I got to deal with that because there's going to be little boys that think they smart, conniving. And I'm like, hey, man, I've been there.
Yeah.
So having to express to JC, like, you're going to feel certain things. You're going to have certain emotions. Express them. You just can't make no decisions out of these emotions, though. You can feel it all you want. If you want to cry, scream, do whatever. But you're not going to leave the house right now because you're not going to make no irrational decision.
Right.
Those types of things. So, and this isn't really me wrapping it up. This is just me like kind of thinking like, through certain stuff.
I'm with you.
But I guess like that works out. What was something that you needed from your parents growing up that you didn't know how to ask for?
That I didn't know how to. Oh, boy, you coming with them today, dog.
Appreciate it, man.
That I didn't know how to ask for. An allowance. Right. You know what I mean? I was afraid of what my daddy might say if I asked for an allowance. Let me see, man. That's so there. I mean, there were things that I needed that I didn't know I needed. That I didn't know how to ask for because I didn't know I needed it. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Like I would not have known because again, my dad was he's a man's man. He still is. You know what I'm saying? I would not have known back then that I would have possibly needed my dad to be more emotionally available. You know what I'm saying? And that was his whole own healing process. But like my dad didn't do emotion. Like he would literally say like, yo, and I'm not tearing him down. Man,
that's what it was.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, I don't care about how you feel. like what you feel don't matter. Like this is what we doing. And so he would literally say that, and he held himself to that too. Like I don't care about how I feel. You know what I'm saying? But man, there would be times, boy, he would snap. Like he would bottle. My daddy was snap, boy. I'm talking about, man, I seen him snap. But so I would have needed him to be a lot more emotionally available. You know what I'm saying? I think that's.
I think too that there still is some truth about doesn't matter how you feel. I guess it's just about like context and certain stuff too.
Yeah.
And I think maybe because even his generation of people, like our fathers, they didn't have anybody to be able to clearly communicate to them how to express what's going on. And they probably didn't have time. I mean, they're working crazy out. I mean, potentially slaves. Like we're not too far removed from slavery, like at all.
Right.
So it's like that those things are kind of being broken down little by little, or those concepts are being broken down little by little, to where it's like to us now we can kind of communicate it to our children because we see how important it is to be emotionally aware, emotionally available. And that's when like in context of when I'm tired, I'll be like, it don't matter how I feel about something. I just got to get it done. Who cares who actually cares about how I feel?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, even today, I'm having to learn a new software about editing these videos because we got new equipment, new methods, and I'm over there complaining about it. And I'm like, literally, I could complain all day. Nobody's gonna care. Where is this episode at on Sunday?
Right. That's real.
Where's the episode at?
Yeah. I mean, there's a fine line between allowing, your emotions to rule you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have their place. I mean, you do life through your through how you feel.
Facts,
You know what I mean?
facts.
You know, you can't, your emotions are good. You know what I mean? They're not bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because joy is an emotion. It's a feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Help them.
And so when you decide to, it's like you can't decide to turn off one emotion and without turning them all off. It's like a faucet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like for us, having to turn off the sad, the upset, shut up, stop. You know what I'm saying? That really causes you to not be able to experience the other joy, fulfillment, and things like that. So you become kind of stoic. You know what I mean? And that's how, man, my wife used to tell me all the time, like, she's telling me, like, I feel so distant from you. Or, like, you're not, it's like you're incapable of experiencing anything except, like, anger. Or, you know what I mean? Or, so, like, but that's because my emotions were turned off. You know what I mean? And so I didn't even really get joy. Like, even, you know, things would happen. Even when my daughter was born, like I was not as joyful as I should have been. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm better now.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you do life through your emotions. You know what I mean?
Do we have time to unpack that, bro?
I mean, absolutely, man.
Absolutely. So, and I'm gonna check. Like I said, y'all, man, this is real life. Cause this one only got 13 minutes left on that chip.
We good.
I guess break that down for her. So you weren't as joyful when she was born. Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
So like I didn't experience the you know when you hear people like when I laid my eyes on my daughter and my son, but like this you know I was like overshadowed by emotion and things like that. I didn't have none of that. Like I really didn't feel much when I did not feel much when my daughter was born, because I was really disconnected from my emotions still at that point. Now, her being born helped me to realize that that's a problem, you know what I'm saying? Because I just did not have a connectedness to her.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Early on. And I didn't have the connectedness to my wife, but when my daughter came, that's when I really realized it was an issue. You know what I'm saying? And so that's when I began to try to figure out how or why that is. Why am I not connected?
Yeah.
And I don't even think it was therapy. I think God showed me that.
Yeah.
Like your emotions, I put your emotions there. You know what I'm saying? Like, although they're not supposed to dominate you, you know what I'm saying? They're there for a reason. And you don't want to shut them off and become a stoic. You know what I mean?
You helping me, bro. I'm telling you, like, you're in the, I mean that genuinely. And I'm gonna say, like, I'm proud of you for going that, not like proud of you like trying to little bro you or nothing, but like more proud of you in the sense of like recognizing that and then wanting to be better at it. I'm same as you in the sense of turning my emotions off because I do a lot of things logically. However, when my daughter was born, it was like a flood of emotions came. Like I had that moment of when I laid my eyes on her, bro. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to just hold her. And I cried with Ieshia during the process. Like holding her, I would cry. I cry sometimes now when I'm holding her. It's just me and her. I'm just like, she's opened up a completely different level of love.
That's good. So
to hear you say, like, at the moment you didn't have it, but you're working towards it, and now you're like, okay, there's a thing, because I'm in a sense still, I'm emotionally unavailable to everybody else but my daughter. So you're helping me in the sense of like God saying, I put your emotions there for a reason. It's like, okay, I got to tap into that for sure.
Your emotions. So like, also your emotions, there a lot of times there's signals, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And they point to dominant thought patterns that are either helpful or harmful. So for instance, like, and again, we learning this in Bible study right now. There's certain things, let's say, certain processes that your wife has that get on your nerves, right? And when she does it, there's a feeling that comes, right? Now that feeling might be overwhelming anger, you know what I'm saying, or frustration, or, but when you start, okay, so like, why am I frustrated? You pause, right? Why am I frustrated right now? Like, why am I really, because what she did is not a 9 level of angering. It's not a 9 level of offense.
Yeah.
But I am a mad right now.
Yeah.
So that emotion is pointing to something that you have to deal with. It's pointing to some thought patterns or something like. So like, maybe I'm too. I don't know. I'm just gonna make up. So maybe it's pointing to, I'm too. I don't know. I'm overly concerned with having everything perfect or having everything the way I want it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm inflexible. Like there's a thought pattern there that needs to change. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm just using that as a loose example.
Yeah.
But any emotion, you can take that with any emotion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when the emotion doesn't match the situation. When your emotion is way higher than what the infraction, what the trigger was.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, man, I mean, emotions they're great. They really are. They're a gift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, just learning how to navigate them.
Bro, it's
I'm not no expert, by the way, bro.
No,
I promise you, I don't know, dog.
I'm not. Nobody is, bro.
Bro,
nobody is.
Everything I might have said might just be wrong. I don't know.
I probably communicated wrong. I was supposed to go back and kind of get a little caveat. I probably said what old dude said wrong, but I was listening to it because I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand my emotions. I'm trying to understand why do I think the way I think and feel the way I feel. To be a better husband, a better father, and just like a better person in general. But nevertheless, because I know I'm running out of time on this chip, it's always great.
Yes, sir.
Like literally, off-camera conversations.
Yeah.
Every time we talk, it's always like it's healthy for me.
Facts.
If it's not healthy for anybody else, if it's not healthy for you, I'm telling you, help me, bro.
Praise God.
Genuinely.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm grateful for our brotherhood. I'm grateful for like just having those conversations like in a healthy manner. And I can tell you stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess because I know I'm running a long time on this, but there have been times where you would call me and it was like God put something on your heart to share, or He showed you something in my life that I wasn't sharing with anybody. Absolutely. And so that was one of those things that let me know like this is somebody who I can trust with my heart and my thoughts. So I definitely appreciate you.
For sure, bro. Absolutely, man.
Coming on, my husband is always right. So ladies, don't forget your husband is always right. We're trying to be better at it though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we are always right. So listen to us.
We can improve.
Yeah, we can improve.
You're definitely not wrong though.
Never.
Definitely not wrong.
Never.
Yeah.
So hope y'all enjoyed this. Stay safe.
Peace.
Cool. Appreciate it, bro.
All right. Yes, sir.
That's it. That's all.
Boy, I'm still trying to get used to being on camera now. It's like I'm really not talking to nobody.